There is no doubt that the issue of violent radicalisation, and especially violent youth radicalisation, is one of the key themes in the interest of the media. I believe that the road that we have taken for security policy in Europe and the practices and the mindset that we have adopted is leading to further division and also the erosion of human rights. So just to illustrate my point, I'm using an example of the attacks, whether these were failed, stopped or completed in the entire European Union in 2017. So according to official statistics, there were 205 of them. 107 of these failed, stopped or completed attacks were in the United Kingdom, and the UK is known internationally for having one of the most draconian pieces of legislation as well as the most expensive anti-terrorism policy. And yet more than half of those failed, stopped or completed attacks took place in this country. So we have to ask ourselves if the current policies, these very strict policies that look at the individual as a risk and try to manage that risk by increasing penalties and taking liberties away from society, whether they work or not. And maybe look at alternative ways. And I have been looking at these alternative ways for the last 10 years through a model that I have been piloting across Europe, but especially in the UK and in the SE16 London area where we're based and the RJ4All Community Centre is based. And that is the positive approach with the restorative justice practice and ethos thrown into it. And what this model looks at is looking at the individual from a positive approach, tapping into their talents, into their beliefs, nurturing those talents, and focusing on promoting those talents and resilience as opposed to managing whatever risk that particular individual might demonstrate, whether are the risks that we tend to think are risks, such as religion, faith, belief, poverty, or the true risks that lead to violent radicalisation, and especially violent youth radicalisation. And most of those triggers, in my view, are society failures.